I'm going to be flipping this fan around just so I can use it as an exhaust fan, because I don't want those outside scents coming into the room because we have a dog out there. So I'm going to flip it around the other way because this room is very muggy. So we're going to flip around the P23 and we're going to use it on exhaust. All right, here we go. And there it is, getting up to speed on medium. I'm running it on medium exhaust. The 1972 P23, even though the tag says S23, I think it's probably a transitional model, because if I recall correctly, the S23s was always a square. It was never rounded. So maybe this is their way of transitioning to the P23 with the rounded corners. So I know the tag says S23, so maybe it's like a S23 P23. It's a transitional model, and that's why I refer to it oftentimes as a P23. But the tag on the bottom of the fan inside the chassis or the cabinet says S23. So maybe this is how they were making them as they transitioned to calling it a P23 with this particular design. So that's why it is what it is. It says S23, but you know, I like to call it P23. So I'll call it this. It's an S23 P23 transitional model. How about that? Okay? I have to always make sure I call it exactly what it is. If the tag says it's an S23, then it's an S23. That's what it is. Okay? So I think it's like the last of the S23s before they started calling it a P23. It's a 1972. Because in 1973, the motor brace had changed and it was no longer wrapped around the motor. It was just like normal. But you can see the full size motor. And that started in 73, and that's when they started calling them P23. So maybe that's what it was. It's a transitional model. So prior to them switching to P23, I guess Kmart at that time was still calling it S23. So there's that. Anyways, it's running in the windows, exhausting on medium. Thanks for watching. This one is very warm. I'm not going to turn it off for the video. I'm not the fan man. More videos to come soon. Lord willing. Lord says the same. And out. Running the Lakewood S23 transitional model to P23 in the window.